What's fucking cracking, y'all? And welcome to episode 119 of the Good Kraken podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ernell Pearson, alongside the inevitable one, Devin Stanford. How you doing, baby?
Doing good. How about you, man?
It's a lit Saturday morning. We're doing the thing. Well, afternoon now. It's shockingly getting warmer by the second as we go.
Yeah,
It's
actually,
time.
I was looking at the weather because I had a friend I was talking to about going hiking here soon. Um, and the weather is great today. The weather's great tomorrow, and then it's gonna be good up until about Thursday, and then we're going back to that rainy bullshit again.
Fucking course, man. I guess that's the give and take. At least for another probably month, right? And then it starts like really starting to get a little.
I hope
here,
not,
like
man,
Northwest.
because it's gonna be June in like 2 weeks.
Listen, I hope not either, because I could use a little bit of sun in my fucking life. My melanin's kind of missing it, you know what I mean? I'm missing wearing shorts for my big old horse legs, you know, like it's just I miss it. I do miss it. But let's be real, global warming's fucked up everything, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Fucking fortunate.
We're still having lows of like as low as like 39 right now. You know, it's like
I'm getting so cold at night. So damn cold.
I know.
Man. How was your week, Devin?
I can't. It's kind of a weird week. I was dealing with a lot of allergies and sinus issues and stuff like that. So didn't really work a whole lot, but I did a couple other things which I'll talk about later, and made some plans and stuff for some upcoming things. We'll see what happens.
I like it, doggy dog. Let's fucking go, dude. Dude, so next week, and we're gonna be talking about this here in a little bit. We have such an exciting week of content rolling out. We got season 3 of Love, Death, and Robots the other day. We have Stranger Things season 4 and Obi-Wan coming out the same day. 2 episodes of Obi-Wan. Actually, we got Maverick. We got Top Gun Maverick, which we're seeing next Friday for our review next Saturday. Dude,
and we're seeing it in D-Box.
We're seeing bang, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I can't wait. Like with all the flying and stuff.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be so good, man. And listen, like I know Genesee was kind of like, "You guys have fun," but we were like, "We will."
We will. That is for sure.
God damn, dude. And Tom Cruise just out here just being tiny little Tom. Just tiny Tom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's 6 foot in all his movies.
and he runs a lot. Mission Possible.
Or was that Harm's Way?
Oh, yeah. But we hope that you guys don't run away from us, because this is the Good Kraken podcast. I know, right? Your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com/GoodKrakenShow, where you can submit questions and topics of the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on video and podcast services across the digital sea. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime. We would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for everyone that is listening or watching at home. But you can support us by going to our YouTube channel. I did not enunciate that YouTube. That YouTube. We're on your iPhones everywhere.
Fuck Bono.
Fuck Bono. By going to our YouTube channel, by clicking that link, beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. Devin, we have some captain's orders, my friend. By the time this episode goes live to the public, we will have 2 episodes coming out tomorrow. Today's Saturday, the 21st. We'll have 2 episodes rolling out tomorrow because of our weird fucky schedule that happened last week. Things got a little bit disarrayed, but we got things back in alignment again, okay? Back in alignment here. So on Sunday, tomorrow, you will have 1 episode of Shipwreck Show, and an episode of the Good Kraken Show. And then on Monday, you will have this episode going public, which if you're listening to this and not watching live on twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show, then it is Monday for you. And happy Monday. I hope you're enjoying that weather out there. You know what I'm saying? And for the rest of your week. Devin, what do we got for the people, my man? Tell them.
Yo, we got some exciting things in the helm.
Devin, let's say you take first three. Take first three. We'll just split this bad boy in half. Go for it.
Yeah, let's go for it. Yo, this is the moment we have all been waiting for, especially me. A new Daredevil series is in the works over at Disney Plus, and this is coming from Matt Kim over at IGN. According to Variety, Covert Affairs duo Matt Corman and Chris Ord are attached to write and executive produce a series that will once again bring the man without fear into the Marvel fold. The MCU has already established Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock and Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin exist in their universe after the two debuted in Netflix's street-level Marvel universe. Cox reprised his role as Murdock when he was defending Peter Parker in Spider-Man No Way Home, and D'Onofrio returned as the villain in Disney Plus's Hawkeye. These appearances have gotten fans thinking this is just the beginning for those two as Marvel continues to expand its TV and movie universe. But rather than a new Daredevil series, speculation suggested Cox and D'Onofrio could make more guest appearances in shows like She-Hulk, which centers around the legal world, or Echo, who has a connection to Kingpin.
Yo.
Hey, so here's some things. All right.
Okay.
Speculation, rumors, things like that.
Sure.
Everybody knows who listens or watches the show or hangs out in Discord. I fucking pay attention to this shit. And I've been saying for a while that, hey, Daredevil's coming to Disney Plus, new show. It's going to happen. I've been saying this for a while. We finally got our official confirmation, right? And granted, he's like, yeah, we kind of knew it was going to happen, but we kind of didn't know the state of Defenders, like if they're just going to integrate the characters into other shows or if they're going to have their own standalone series or movies, right? Now, we've also been hearing for like over a year that Matt Murdock is going to be in She-Hulk, which makes the most sense, right?
Right, because we're both lawyers, right? It makes
exactly
sense. Right.
In New York,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's like, I'm excited to see how that's going to happen. Obviously, you can't do an Echo show without those happening because in the comics, Echo and Matt Murdock actually fall in love, which is
funny enough. This is I mean, like we said, we're not surprised. This is dope, especially after seeing No Way Home. We were like, holy shit, he's here, he's back, it's real life, this is actually happening. Of course they're gonna give us a Daredevil series at some point or another after showing that. Like, it would be useless if they did not. But do you feel good about this? Like, do you think it's gonna be great? Like I don't like we've had a slate of MCU TV content, right, for Disney Plus, and it's gone all over the board. Like, we've had some that were like, okay, sure. We've had some that were like, holy shit, this is good. And we've even had some that are like, it could probably be better, right? Where do you think this is going to fall?
So, that I'm hoping they keep the same theme from the Netflix show, that they did the running on that. But with Kevin Feige at the helm, you know what I mean? That makes a big difference, right? That makes a big difference.
Right, it does. It does.
I'm almost certain. I want to say, in my pure belief, like 99.99999% that they will, because I don't think they would have brought those shows over unedited and not continue on like that whole mantra
they're gonna be
that
connected,
and that vibe.
Right? Yeah,
exactly. And those shows, they did make mention of the Avengers from time to time. They did talk about the Battle of New York and stuff like that. So it had very, very light integration with the MCU already. So I think they're just going to double down on that, or triple down, or bring it into the fold and really, really show that. I mean, Daredevil is kind of like a tethered character in the comics, right?
Right.
He is involved with a lot of the characters that we know that are coming and characters that have been introduced. I'm really excited to see what kind of relationship they build between him and Spider-Man because they are actually pretty close in the
Yes,
comics,
they
and
are. They're like
you know,
real close, dog. Like,
yeah, and after seeing No Way Home, like, and then making that connection right away, like like, are we gonna get Spider-Man in the Daredevil show? Are we gonna get Daredevil in more Spider-Man
who
movies?
fucking knows, man?
Are we
Like,
getting Daredevil and She-Hulk? He's gonna be crossing paths with all these Avengers now. Are they gonna bring that into the show too? We
mm,
can only hope, right?
mm. Goddamn,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting time to be an MCU fan.
Mhm.
It's exciting time to be a Marvel fan. Unfortunately, though, Marvel has a couple of things that they're doing that's a little bit fucking wonky. Devin, tell them.
Yeah. Marvel Studios is licensing Stan Lee's likeness from the company he sued before his death. This is coming from Charles Pullman Moore over at The Verge. POW Entertainment, the production house Stan Lee co founded in 2001 and subsequently sued in 2018 for allegedly forging his signature on legal documents, has entered a licensing agreement with Guinness Brands and Marvel Studios, granting
Genius brands.
Genius Brands. Sorry, I was thinking Guinness World Records for a second here.
You need a beer. You need a beer. That's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I need a beer, sure.
Oh, Cyril says
uh,
hydrate.
yep. Oh, I got coffee. We're doing coffee for my
Oh,
hydrate.
a
There's water
little,
in it.
little Judrate. This is what Cyril says.
Mm,
Judrate.
yeah, yeah. Wow, I can't even spell. That was an accident.
So, anyways, Genius Brands.
Yeah, Genius Brands and Marvel Studios granting the Hollywood giant the right to use Lee's likeness in its upcoming projects in a press release about the 20-year deal. Genius Brand CEO and chairman Andy Hayward expressed feelings of pride and stewardship for, quote, the incredibly valuable rights to Stan Lee's name, likeness, merchandise, and intellectual property brand. There is no better place than Marvel and Disney where Stan should be for his movies and theme park experiences, said Hayward. As we enter the centennial year of Stan's birthday, December 28th, 2022, we are thrilled to see his memory and legacy will continue to delight fans through this long term agreement with Marvel. So, I
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
don't know what this really means personally.
So what they're saying is that we're going to see more Stan Lee cameos.
So they're just going to get stand-in actors and deep
They're
fake
going to
Stan
deep
Lee.
fake Stan Lee cameos into MCU movies.
I mean, let's be real. That was like one of my favorite Easter egg things that they always
Sure.
did,
Sure.
anyways. But
Sure.
like, is this really honoring him though?
No. The
Yeah.
answer is no. I think this is fucking weird. I think that this was entirely unnecessary. It's just like, yeah, like Stanley's cameos is one of our favorite things ever to see at all in every Marvel movie, but it only meant so much because he was still alive. Like it was
Mhm.
like, oh, dude, he backs this. He supports the MCU, right? Like as we know it, and that's dope. But like to use his existence as a sort of gem, it fucking
Mhm.
sits real wrong with me, doggy dog. Like
Yeah.
and it sits wrong with a lot of people. People blew the fuck up over this, dude. I don't know, like
I
with that knowledge, how do you feel about it now?
like it's like, again, it was one of my favorite things to see in movies, because it showed that he backed the movies, he cared about the movies, and he cared about these characters that he created or had a helping hand in creating, right?
Right.
But he's passed away. He lived a good life. His memory has been honored. They did a lot of in memoriam things for him.
Hmm.
I I I don't mind like seeing maybe pictures of him, but
Sure,
like,
sure.
pictures or like artwork, like if they have them like as like a character in a painting, or like, I picture like a newspaper, they're opening the newspaper and they see like,
Stanley's
they'll make
face on
like
the
some
front, right?
funny story with his face in it,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. I would be okay with, but I don't want to see like deep faked characters,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um
Like if we see Stanley, like human Stanley, in a Marvel
mhm.
movie, in the same way that we've been getting like Luke Skywalker in Mandalorian, for example, if we get at that level,
Yeah.
Marvel fans are gonna be very upset, dog. Like,
Yeah, and I'm fine with the Luke Skywalker thing because Mark Hamill is still here and he's still voicing that
yeah,
character,
that's
right?
still Mark Hamill. It's just,
Yeah,
yeah, he just made to look younger. Like Mark Hamill's not dead. He's
yeah.
not buried in the fucking ground. Like Stanley's rolling in his fucking grave over this dude. Like I don't understand. Like nobody asked for this. I don't know
But
why they did this.
yeah,
It's just
it's so
God, man. I know. Well,
I
hey,
don't know.
we'll see. I guess if we end up seeing Stanley's inhuman face in a fucking Marvel movie, I guess you guys can start writing there. But it's like it's just concerning because there's already conversations about how Marvel kind of took advantage of him and like how things were like near the end of his life, and it's like they're like Marvel is a machine. The MCU is a machine right now, and we gotta tread those waters real fucking lightly, y'all. Like, please,
Mhm.
please, please, like, let them know that this isn't fucking okay. Speak up, use your goddamn voice. You can tweet at them, you can do whatever the fuck you need to do, but like, we can't just be having companies do shit like this, man. This is so
Mhm.
dystopian and uncomfortable. Like, can you imagine? You fucking die, right? You die, and you just so happen to like get a lot of attention
Wait
onto
a
you, like.
second. What if they deep fake his voice and he's like an AI like Jarvis?
Okay, sure, maybe I'd say that's acceptable. I think like using his like a hologram face at Stanley, that'd be kind of cool. I guess that's okay,
Yeah.
but like, that's not quite the same as like having him do a cameo in the same way that he was before,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
ooh. But anyways, I mean, outside of that though, we do have some good news, guys.
Yep.
Hit
Yeah.
him, hit him, hit him with it.
Yeah. This I'm actually pretty stoked about. The Witcher 3 next gen version launches late 2022, and this is coming from CD Projekt. Owen S. Good at Polygon has this story. The announcement follows news in April from CD Projekt executives that it had taken development of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition back from Saber Interactive and delayed the game out of its original launch window for the first half of 2022. Saber Interactive have developed The Witcher Wild 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition for Nintendo Switch, which launched in October of 2019. In a call with investors on April 13th, Michael Nowakowski, CD Projekt's executive in charge of business development, denied that the update is in some sort of development hell. There has been a lot of insu- insu- ah,
Insinuation.
insinuation that we're going to launch in June of next year, 2023, or something like that. And he said that's completely not the case. Man, I am really stumbling over my words this
That's
morning. I
okay.
am
I,
sorry,
it's all right,
everybody.
baby. You gotta get
It's
that
not
coffee in
enough
you. You gotta get
coffee.
that coffee in you.
Not enough coffee yet.
So here's the deal, right? So I talked to you before about how something that I'm wanting to do is read the Witcher books, which I did. I finished
Mhm.
those up, and then my next goal is to play through the Witcher games up to 3, and then basically like every other night do like a thing where I'm like working as a Witcher on stream and stuff like that. I think that'd be a really really fun project to take on. Now I'm like, should I wait? Like should I just like fucking it gives me time to beat Witcher 1 and Witcher 2, but like should I wait for this? I should probably wait for this, right? Because like this is gonna probably look really fucking good, dude. You know what I mean? Are you excited to play this, or are you gonna play this? Are you gonna
Yeah,
buy this again?
I am. I never beat this game.
Mm, mm,
So as when this drops, just like how I started playing Cyberpunk when they
mm-hmm.
finally came out with the next gen versions,
Yep.
I'm playing this game
Yeah. Oh, dog. Doggy dog.
100%.
Let's fucking go, dude.
And you bet your ass I will be streaming it on 7th Brevin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're streaming it too. doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, I was gonna do it on like a more of like a personal basis. So like, just like, hey, like
Yeah.
it's 9 o'clock at night. You guys want to watch me, work as a Witcher for a couple of hours? Let's do it. And it's gonna be like a
Mm.
massive project, right? Like, it's probably gonna take like a year to get through this game. Because it's like I'm gonna be doing like whatever because the game's fucking massive, dude. Like I put in like
Mm.
105 hours in like the last time I played it and never even got like I got just past a third of the way through the campaign. And that was it. There's
Yeah.
like so much side shit to do in this fucking game. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous. But yeah, fucking power to him, man. I mean, like we've definitely thought it wasn't gonna be until next year, especially with everything going on with Cyberpunk and like how that was happening and how that was rolling out, like the history of it. We didn't think this was gonna happen right away. But if they're really confirming late 2022, Holiday is gonna pop the fuck off, my man.
I hope so, especially with the delay of Starfield and Redfall.
Hmm.
Um, because like let's be real, that was my Starfield was my most hyped game of this year,
Yes, of
and it's
course, of
it's not
course.
this year anymore.
Yeah.
And um, granted, next month is going to be telling of a lot of releases and announcements that we don't even know about yet,
Hmm.
or like hard dates for games. Um, I'm hearing a lot of talk around God of War. It's
Yeah,
not
there's
looking.
there's there's a lot of talk that it's not looking pretty good for this year
Yeah,
for that one.
and
Like even though they're saying like it's coming this winter, it's coming this winter, it's coming this winter. There's some rumor mills that are saying like it's not coming this
not
winter. Not
yeah,
looking
yeah,
like
and let's be real. We are on the precipice of the end of the pandemic. It is not ended, and it just because we're on the precipice of it doesn't mean that it is going to end. Um, Making games is hard, guys. Making games is very, very hard. Um, eh,
yeah,
just
yeah.
you need to look at it. Don't get salty about it. Just know that everything is probably going to get delayed.
Yeah,
Everything
everything's
or
gonna go.
chunks of games. Look at Halo.
Hmm.
Look at Halo. You know.
And that's okay because that can only necessarily mean that it's going to be better than it would have been if they released it too soon. So it's
Mhm.
like just it's okay. It's all right. Like we have
Yep.
plenty of
Yep.
video games to fucking play, guys. There's tons
Yeah.
out there.
Attack those backlogs. That's
Mm,
what I'm doing right now.
goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn.
Oh,
Well, anyways,
I froze for a second. We're
it's
good.
okay.
We're good. We're good.
Speaking of God of War Ragnarok, by the way, guys, I have a little bit of some required reading for you guys at home. You guys should check this out. Absolutely, this God of War Ragnarok will have over 60 accessibility features. They're talking about this over at the PlayStation blog. They're talking about the accessibility settings that they're going to be putting into God of War Ragnarok, and it goes to show like what the undertaking is for this game because there's a lot. They're talking about like including but not limited to like completely customizable subtitles, full controller remapping, high contrast modes, navigation assistant, audio cues, like the list goes on. And PlayStation blog indicates in depth explaining sort of everything that they're talking about as far as like UI text size, icons, how high contrast mode could be used. There's like assistance plus, like there's all sorts of shit that they're doing here, and it's interesting to think about because coming off of The Last of Us Part 2 that had just the most insane amount of accessibility settings. You're really seeing how PlayStation's like, that's our fucking key. So you guys at home, please go check out that article because it talks about a lot of stuff, and it's a very, very good example of what we need video games to be doing from now on. Because listen, we just played Evil Dead last night on stream for Splash Damage, and the reality is that game has dog shit accessibility. Dog shit. You can't remap controller schemes, you can't remap buttons, you can't do this. You can't even turn off the motion in the game. You can't turn off the motion blur. And it's just like there's so many little things about it. They're just like, man, like this could be better if you guys just let us have
Mhm.
the freedom to play this the way that we want to play it. And like we need video games to be at that point now, right? First it was crossplay. Now it is, listen, like we need to take care of people that want to be gamers, right? Because now we're in a mode where like the games industry, like Microsoft, for example, has been very, very heavy about this, offering accessibility options in their hardware so that we have more availability for people with disabilities to be able to play video games, right? And with
Mhm.
that offering of Microsoft really pushing towards selling that hardware, if we don't have games that are allowing you to use that hardware and have the open accessibility along to go along with that hardware, what the fuck is the point, right? So it's like, so anyways, everybody, please check that out. That's over on the PlayStation blog. You can see that. They'll list off everything. Let that be an example of what good accessibility is supposed to look like. In the meantime, though, we have a really fucking wild thing here, guys. Stranger Things season 4 finale is a 2-hour long movie. This comes from Bart Winsky over at Screen Rant. He says this: Collider spoke to the Duffer Brothers about their production process and confirmed that the length of season 4's episodes 7 and 9. He's surreal in chat. Why?
Why not?
Why fucking not, baby? Let's go. The Stranger Things creators say that the entries amount to quote unquote full-blown movies and had to request an additional episode from Netflix due to the sheer amount of content they had planned. In a separate interview with The Wrap, they clarify that they are still refining episode 9, but that it is over 2 hours long. The Duffers also state that Stranger Things season 4 has quote unquote quadruple the plot and double the scope and scale of season 3, which helps to quantify just how much more massive the production is. Furthermore, Netflix's episodic Stranger Things budget of $30 million begins to feel more appropriate, knowing that season 4 will be brimming with content. The studio's leniency in general is telling, with their easily agreeable attitude toward an additional episode and 2 feature-length entries, indicating their commitment to its flagship property. Holy fucking shit, dude.
So not only is episode 9 2.5 hours long, but episode 8 is an hour and 25 minutes long. Episode 7 is an hour and 38 minutes long.
Yep.
And the entirety of Stranger Things 4 is 5 hours longer than all previous seasons.
Every single episode is at least an hour long. Like, it's insane. This final, like, dude, listen, I know we love Stranger Things here. We love Stranger Things, right? We've been here since day fucking one riding this goddamn wave. But like, I know that there was a point where we were kind of like, I don't know about what they're doing here. Like, this is kind of crazy. Like, kind of like season 3 was kind of like, wow, that's nuts, right? But season 4, man, this could really like be like the epic ending of a show done correctly, right?
Yeah, I mean, the end of season 3 was phenomenal. Like, throughout season 3, we're like, oh, this is cool. Oh, that's interesting.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cute. You know,
exactly.
That's how season 3 was, right?
Yep.
See, with the way that they set up season 4 and the trailer that we've seen, it looks like it's like the only episode that might be calm is maybe the first episode.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right.
The rest of it just looks straight bonkers. It's just gonna be like, because it's just gonna be going like on all. It's gonna be like multiverse of madness, just constantly going. But probably way better.
The thing is too is that like they have so much content here that they have space to kind of give us a couple like character building or like setting building or something like that for the first couple of episodes. And there was a preview that got released, a scene of 11 at high school. And she's getting picked on. There's a big crowd of people around her, and there's a specific girl that's picking on her, and she goes to use her powers, but they don't work. And so there's like an entire like potential character buildup that we could get from this, because that is a very interesting narrative take. And also on top of the fact, there's so much content that they're about to give us here. How do they spread that out? There's so much storytelling to do here, and I'm fucking here for it, man. Sign me the fuck up.
Not only that, all the characters that they introduced with powers too.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, we got potential to have just in. Listen, we were talking about this the other night. The ending of Lost, the ending of Game of Thrones. Like, it's like we've had so many just amazing shows that just did not do it for everybody in the final couple of episodes. That's kind of coming out to its closing, right? This could be it, man. This could be a prime example of how to do it. And I guess we're going to find out starting next week, dude. It's going to be very good. With that said, y'all, go ahead.
Before we get into that, I know we're talking about doing some watch parties for Obi-Wan. We might have to do some watch parties for Stranger Things too throughout the week.
Man, listen, We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
fucking go.
If you're hearing this, come to our Discord, talk to us about it in there. If you want to be a part of these watch parties, because I tell you one thing, they're fun. They're fun. They're really fun.
Serial says, I'm Garrick. My opinion is wrong. I can't with Millie Bobby Brown. How? She's so good. Surreal. Get Surreal. God. God, dude. Speaking of Obi-Wan, though, Devin, Star Wars is now about persistent storytelling and not trilogies, says Kathleen Kennedy. It comes from Adele Anchors over back at IGN. Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy has addressed the reason for the hiatus in the Star Wars film slate, explaining that there has been a shift in their storytelling approach. Speaking to Vanity Fair, Kennedy opened up about the master plan for Star Wars franchise as she admitted Lucasfilm is navigating a new path after regrouping and mapping out the future. It seems a pivot towards television has influenced their film projects, as Kennedy hinted that trilogies may no longer be the best way to structure their stories. Quote, and I do think a little bit of fun has gone out of making these gigantic movies. The business, the stakes, everything that's been infused in the last 10 years or so. There's kind of spontaneity, yeah, that's how you use it, spontaneity, and good time that we have to be careful to preserve, end quote. Kennedy explained. Oh, sorry. I didn't know how to transition that well. Quote, we all recognized, every single one of us, that this was a new chapter for the company, that we needed to all work together to create the architecture for where we were going, end quote. So, Devin, this is exciting to think about, right? Like, we saw early this year that their entire slate got moved around. Some things got put on the shelf. Some things that we felt needed to get put on the shelf for the most part. We saw that how that was ending for them. Do you think this was due to how well Mandalorian did in its first season and how that could impact the universe?
100%. 100%. I think that they realized, like, granted, Skywalkers are a big part of, the Star Wars universe.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they realized that not everything has to be centered around Skywalkers anymore.
Right.
And I think we're getting some closure on those stories. We know that it's been integrated with Mandalorian. We know that they have started production on Ahsoka, and they are filming and everything and getting that going.
Mm-hmm.
She is also part of the Skywalker story, as we could say, unless you watch Clone Wars, which Star Wars fans are very divided about because of the animation style. Ahsoka is probably one of the most important characters in the Skywalker story.
Right.
And it's going to be nice to we're getting closure with her. We're going to be getting closure with the Obi-Wan series that's starting next week on that. And I think we're going to be moving on at that point from that. The newest trilogy was very mixed, right? I'm mixed on it. There's things I like, there's things I don't like. And I'm sure you're the same way. Yeah. I'm not saying it's terrible because it wasn't,
Yeah, no Star Wars is terrible. It's
yeah,
just, not always the original fucking three. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And arguably the prequels are my favorite. So anyways,
same here. Retweet. Big retweet.
Yep. Moving on from that. There's a lot that they can do with that universe, man. They like, from the books, from the video games, there's so much more. We know that we're getting the Acolyte, which is like 1,000 years before any of the stuff that we've seen. We know that Taika Waititi is doing a movie, and he's going to be directing the very first Star Wars movie that's coming up next. So I'm really interested to see what that is. I hope it's something around the High Republic, because boy, he could really do something with that. Now, I'm interested though. Do you think he is going to be pulling his comedy into this? Or do you think he's going to be more traditional Star Wars?
I mean, I think he's going to do it the same way that he did the last episode of Mandalorian, right? So it's like, or not the last episode of period, but the penultimate episode of season 1 of Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
That was like very high action, but also still had some comedic, gestures in there.
Yeah, with like the stormtroopers. And
stuff. It had very decent like comedic beats in it. it's hard to say, because Taika Waititi also, very much has his own style, and we see that across everything that he touches
Mhm.
between,
Jojo Rabbit.
Flagman's death and Thor Ragnarok, and like we see
Mhm.
what those things look like. I'm more so like I'm feeling very good about this because it's interesting to think about how a lot of Star Wars was very like we have to wait a couple of years, right? Like originally speaking, like we oh shit, we gotta wait a couple of years and before we get another movie, you have to see this, and then they start rolling out spin-off movies, right? And so we saw things like Rogue One and the Solo movie, things like that, and then we were like,
Mhm.
like Rogue One was a banger, Solo was like okay, sure, we see what you guys are going here, but now they have this extra medium to play
Mhm.
with. And now we're getting more Star Wars than ever before. And that could have very easily shot themselves in the fucking foot. Do you think this is going to be the best way to consume Star Wars content going forward, or is it still going to be like these are to boost the movies up the same way that the MCU is handling it?
Hell yeah. Um, with that being said, though,
Oh, I asked you a
we
question,
saw.
doggy dog. I asked you a
Sorry,
question, dog.
sorry, I spaced out.
It's okay.
I spaced out
It's
first.
great. I, I
Um,
I was I was asking, do you think that they're going to use the shows to boost up the movies? Are the shows going to be the best way to experience the Star Wars universe now? Or are they still going to stick to the movies and have the show supporting them the same way the MCU does?
I think the movies are still going to be the pinnacle point. Because we know that ultimately Disney is like at the helm of both MCU and Lucasfilms, right?
Right.
So I think the movies will be like the climactic like points of what the shows build up to.
Okay.
Um, for instance, with Mandalorian, right? We're building up to a retaking of Mandalore, right?
Right. Yes.
And
Very much so.
possibly like another Mandalorian Civil War.
Well, maybe because like there's been like set pictures showing Mando in Obi-Wan. So there's like
I
yeah,
have I have questions about that because Mandalorian takes place after Return of the Jedi.
correct.
8 years after the Battle of Endor, or is it 6 years?
Either way.
Does
Right.
this mean he was already a Mandalorian like during, you know, Clone Wars era? Like already bounty hunting and stuff? Like is he
Well, no.
old?
He was a kid. He was a kid back then. So like that.
Yeah, so how does that correlate with Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan? You
I
know,
mean, he's not necessarily looking very young in this. I mean, like
yeah, but Obi-Wan is like old in the original trilogy, you know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's
yeah,
like
sure.
I'm kind of confused about that specifically.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see. I mean,
I
it could.
are they gonna uncanonize what we've seen before and do something different now?
I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to. Star Wars is fucking weird right now, man. Star Wars is
Yeah,
really fucking weird, dude.
and look, I love the prospect of the idea. I'd love to see chemistry, um, between Ewan Gregor and oh my god,
Pablo Pascal.
yeah, yeah, Pascal. I'd love to see that with Ahsoka, deep fake Luke Skywalker, all that stuff. But like Ewan McGregor looks too young, I think,
It's
to
it's
be.
it's it's hard to say. I agree. I 100% agree. It's
Yeah,
it's it's weird to think about like where that could like place itself, right? How that work
yeah.
interacts with the story because it's like there's a lot happening, and it's hard to wrap your mind around because of how much Star Wars we're getting now.
Is Grogu just like going to be some supreme like Jedi force that can bring people
Yeah,
back from the dead at like
yeah,
their pinnacle state? I don't know, dude. It's just man,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
this is just like MCU, man. We could sit here and speculate and talk about this
All
all
fucking
day,
day,
but
right? All
but
fucking day, dude.
I'm excited to see where they go from this. We know there's a lot of exciting new prospects. We're getting a lot of content here, and yeah, it's gonna be
It's
good.
fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's
Dude.
gonna be
It's gonna
good.
be fun. But speaking of fun stuff, guys, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next one. Before we do, I want to remind everyone that they can support us over on patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, where they can get early access on this episode. They can write into the show, and they can give this episode ad free. But if you're hearing this, you can head. You're not on our Patreon. So for now, here's a word from our sponsors. This piece of Good Kraken content is brought to you by Glide mouse pads. The world is changing, and the demand for PC gaming and work from home setups has never been as wild as it is right now. Having the best of the best in PC accessories only makes it easier to get your work done before you jump right back in to the fray of the digital sea. And Glide knows exactly how to make that happen for you. Glide Mousepads is the future industry leader in mousepads, offering beautiful, smooth, waterproof products made with eco-friendly materials and non-slip rubber in a variety of sizes that are guaranteed to help you get that next win. I've got one of these bad boys in my office at work. I've got one here at my desk right now. Devin's got one. Xander's got one. This bad boy is silky smooth, silkier and smoothier than even the silkiest of smoothies or soy milk or what have you. You can go to glidemousepads.com right now and use code Kraken for 15% off the Founders Edition mousepad in every size available. Again, that's code KRAKEN Kraken for 15% off any Founders Edition mousepad today. Our next sponsor is Rogue Energy. Late nights are pretty much commonplace for all content creators, and anyone here at GK can attest that late nights are kind of our only nights. Luckily for us, though, Rogue has figured out exactly how to give those late nights and even earlier mornings the supercharge that we all need. Rogue Energy is a low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula that is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Every formula Rogue Energy produces is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients and no chalky textures. Again, we don't want that. We don't want that. Being the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, Rogue Energy strives to improve the in-game performance of gamers, streamers, and content creators around the world. Now, I know that we've been riding this train for a long time. You might be tired of us talking about this. You might not be tired of us. You might want to just support us anyways. And you know what? For those that do support us, we love you. But the best way to support us right now is to grab yourself a big old cup of Joe. When I say Joe, I mean this Rogue Energy stuff. I'm usually waking up first thing in the morning with a big old shit to get a big old shit going. Oh, wow. You grab your Rogue Energy cup. Okay, you dip that bad, you just scoop that bad boy right on there. You give that bad boy a shaky dakey, you know what I'm saying? And then you're out the dang door, okay? You need this beverage in your life. I cannot express that enough. You can head on over to rogueenergy.com and use code GKRAKEN for 10% off any purchase of shaker or formula tub of your choosing. That's GKRAKEN for 10% off any shaker or formula tub that you would like. Now, back to the episode. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are here. We're ready to rock. Devin's got his OnlyFans. It's lit.
I don't, for the record, I don't even have one.
He does not. Unfortunately, he should, though, because just get your money, baby. Stay in your bag, Devin. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your fucking bag, baby. Devin. Devin, what do we have next for the peeps?
Well, my friend, we are transitioning over to hands on dick.
no extra sound, nothing. We'll just keep it right like that. That is A-okay with me. Guys, Hands on Deck is our segment where we talk a little bit about a game or a movie that we've been watching, or a show that we've been watching, or a book we've been reading, or like, you know, a drink we've been drinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, what have you. We try to pitch them to each other. We try to pitch them to you guys at home. Devin, my friend, what have you been playing or watching this week?
Well, I briefly mentioned it in Discord. Sorry. I finally finished Final Fantasy VII
Let's fucking go, dude. Okay, so we're not gonna spoil this, but the ending, let's talk about it, right? How fucking hype was that shit? How fucking
It
hype was
was
that shit,
pretty
baby?
fucking
It was
hype.
pretty fucking hype,
Like
doggy dog.
so all I have to say is I see why that they're doing this in installments now. Whether it's going to be a second installment that covers the rest of the game, or they're going to be doing three, we don't really know exactly yet. Um, but they set up the story of Final Fantasy VII so fucking well. It is literally beat for beat up until a certain point. When you get to Shinra Tower, everything fucking changes. Everything.
Everything. And they canonize how it changes. So
Mhm.
neither one or the other is more canon than the other. They both coexist in the same sort of concept because of how they're doing the
Look,
story now.
we just came out of the age of post apocalyptic,
Yep.
games and movies. We are now in the age of multiverses, my friends.
God
And
damn.
that's about the best way I can elaborate this without giving any spoilers away.
God damn, Sonny son. I'm
Um,
telling you. I'm telling you.
it's a fantastic game. The gameplay is fucking perfect. It's exactly what we've always wanted. I remember when no in
In
Spanish.
Spanish. Because the little the accent you put in there. I love that. I love that.
But as soon when they came out with Kingdom Hearts and we played that for the first time, we're like, oh my god, every Final Fantasy game should be like this.
Right.
That's what we thought. Don't get me wrong, I still love the turn-based games. Final Fantasy X is like holds a special place in my heart. I feel like that's the best version of turn-based combat that they've done in a Final Fantasy game.
Agreed.
But yeah, dude, the beat for beat, the action's great. The game is just beautiful, and I'm playing the integrate version on PC. So of course I got that that PC hardware, that nice and boost. You can see all the
Yo.
little pores on their faces, and they
Let's
got
fucking go.
they got they got mods out there that do other things.
You trying to play that new Tifa statue, huh? That Jocko stands Tifa. You can get that in the game.
No, I didn't do any of that. Anyways,
Yeah, shit.
but goddamn, they did a great job with the detail of the characters, right? Like especially the creature details. Like a lot of the bosses that you fight, especially in the end of the game, it's just epic. And I had a really good go at this game, and it was pretty like kind of hack and slash. Like it wasn't too hard, but once you get to the end, the difficulty just ramps up like out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh, okay,
Which
okay.
feels right. It feels right.
I mean, that's how it is for Kingdom Hearts, right? You play it. There's a couple side bosses, like Sephiroth and like some of the like giants in the Colosseum and stuff like that. The Titans, you're like, oh, I gotta really, really try to do this. And then you get to the last boss battle. It is a staged boss battle, like classic. You're fighting 4 different fights. I think it was even 5 in this game.
Technically, yeah.
And it was. I had to give it 2 tries, all the way through. But these boss battles are like an hour and a half of your time, maybe even 2 hours, depending on how you're doing. Because I had some clenching moments. I'll tell you what.
It is hefty, man. It is hefty. And
that first try too, I got to the very end and I almost beat that boss.
Yeah.
And he fucking worked me right at the end. I was just like, I remember it happened. I can't remember who was in Discord with me. I got to it and it was like super late. It was like 1 something in the morning, and I was like, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, no, I get it, dude. Well, it's cool too because like them changing the combat to what they did in 7 Remake opened up so much more availability for them to make the bosses and the enemies feel more real. And I think that's probably what my favorite thing about the game was. But how do you like the combat in comparison?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's better. It's
Okay.
way better. I like the emphasis on like you using your abilities too, and how important it is, because like your regular attacks only do so much damage,
Hmm.
like very minuscule, and you really have to focus on combining your abilities with your magic attacks, and you really have to think about how you're doing it, because you can't just use them all the time. You have to build up
Right.
your ATB gauge, and if you're not smart about it, it'll be the end of you. It really will. Um, and you have to play on your enemy's weaknesses in order to stagger them to actually
Hmm.
do a lot of damage. Because if you're not, you're just going to be taking slivers off instead of chunking down that HP bar. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like it's, and I'm not saying Souls like games are easier by any means, but in a Souls like game, it's like, okay, dodge, block, dodge, hit,
Right.
chunk, dodge. It's hit, dodge, fuck, hit.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how Final
Right.
Fantasy is.
Right. Well,
You
and
know?
the cool thing too is they introduced that new mechanic where it's like you're sort of forced to also add another layer of switch character as a
Mhm,
motion in combat. It's like you combo hit spell switch character shoot hit special switch character, and you're kind of actively moving
mhm,
each character in your party all the time. And because of such, like I was so torn at first on whether or not I liked this combat more than Final Fantasy 15's, and that sold it for me because it felt
mhm,
more like you were wanting to switch to other characters. You were wanting to do little
mhm.
tiny things like that here and there, and it made the combination of everything feel more fluid. It makes me really excited that you beat this, dude.
Yeah,
I'm really
yeah.
excited when I beat this.
I'm 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 really glad I did. It was a lot of fun. Any Final Fantasy fan or anybody who is curious at of Final Fantasy at all should definitely play this game. And you should also play 15 as well. 15 is
Oh,
great.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
uh,
A
with
lot of
that being
people would
said,
disagree with us, but yes.
you know what?
Fuck them.
That's
Fuck them.
yeah. Sorry that you don't like good things. Um, I did start the Yuffie DLC of Intergrade.
Hmm.
I did start that. I'm interested to see where it goes. It definitely has like kind of a weird, quirky vibe to it, but it started off
For now.
like,
For now.
yeah.
For now.
It started off kind of difficult, and
Hmm.
I was like, oh, okay,
It's a
okay,
learning curve, dude. There's like one specific area like it's kind of open, and you run into like these two dogs. That part fucked me up for a good like hour and a
yeah.
half, dog. Like
Yeah,
that.
no, I was doing that, and I was playing on, because you can only play it on normal at first. You can't go any higher
Correct.
difficulty
Yeah.
until you beat it. And I got to that part, and I almost died like quite a few times, and I was just barely like, I learned her abilities though. Like the trick with it
Hmm.
was you throw your giant throwing star,
Yep.
and it sticks in them, and
Yep.
it like keeps doing damage, and you got to run around. And what it does is you have an ability with that throwing star. It like, when it's stuck in them, you know their weakness,
Yeah.
and so like you do ninjutsu moves where
Hmm.
it capitalizes on that enemy's weakness.
Yep.
So you stick it in them and you roll around, and then you just keep hitting that like dodge, hit, dodge,
Yep.
hit.
Yep.
And I learned that pretty quickly, and that kind of saved my
T-
ass. But I
took
remember
took
getting
me
hit
like
a
2
couple
hours to
times.
figure it out.
Yeah, because like you start level 25
Yeah.
in Intergrade, and your HP is almost like 3,000, which you're like, oh, okay, this is pretty lit. Those dogs do like 700, 800 damage every time they hit you.
Ridiculous amounts, dude. Like ridiculous amounts, man.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm excited to see where that goes. And I just want to capitalize on the level of detail that they're putting into these games. I see why it took so long for them to come out with that. Um, and just so everybody knows, they did, Tetsuya Nomura did announce that they're going to be coming out with some big news for Final Fantasy Remake Part 2 this next month in June, probably at the PlayStation Showcase. So get
Yeah.
ready,
Get
and you should
ready,
play that
dude.
fucking game.
Play that fucking game, man. Because like it. Listen, we've played the original Final Fantasy VII. It only gets more epic. It only gets more insane from here.
Astronomically epic.
Like
This
it's God, the
this is only the
scale, dude.
first 25% of the original story. That's it.
Yeah,
Maybe not
that's it.
even 25%. Maybe
Well, no,
like,
it's about 25 because it's 3 discs. This is the end of the first disc. I mean, like, granted, there's
yeah,
an entire open world you go through in the second disc, right? So, and that's like, so yeah, sure, maybe just a little over 20%, right? Like,
yeah,
I would say that's fair. That's fair.
yeah. We got Golden Saucer. We got. There's more characters that they're gonna be introducing. Like,
Yeah,
come on, give me
yeah.
Vincent Valentine, man. Dirge of
Oh,
Cerberus. I
doggy
wonder if
dog,
they're
let's go.
so like they reference things from the movie and the games, right?
Yeah, Advent
I'm
Children.
not. I'm
Yep.
not. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna say any specific parts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm interested to see how they integrate other things because they also integrate Crisis Core into the remake as well,
Right, right.
which is a prequel to the original Final Fantasy VII story,
Correct.
and which they did change some things out of that too, just so people know if
Well,
that gets you at all excited.
and also too, it's like you mentioned that they mentioned things about Advent Children. Advent Children is supposed to be after the game, right? Like chronologically
Yeah,
speaking. Just play the game, you'll
yeah,
understand what we're
because
talking about.
so Advent Children happens the same time as Dirge of Cerberus. So just so anybody knows, chronologically speaking, if you want to watch a story so far, it goes Crisis Core.
Final
That
Fantasy.
weird one. No, there's that weird one, the Turks, the mobile
Oh
game that they
yeah,
did.
because that explains
Yeah,
like the Turks coming to be. Yeah, sure, sure.
yeah. Then the Turks, then Final Fantasy VII, and then at the same time it is Advent Children and Dirge of Cerberus. Which Dirge of Cerberus, I don't. Did you play that game or no?
Yeah, back on those that early PS2 days. Yeah, yeah, doggy dog.
Dude,
Let's
that
fucking
was
go.
a fucking sleeper hit.
Yeah, it was
That
dog. Yeah,
I
it
still
was
have
dog.
my copy. I still have my copy, dude.
That's a good game. That's a fucking
Yeah.
good game, dude. Surreal wants to know: is this your new favorite Final Fantasy game?
It's up there in the top for sure. So the way that it goes for me, I'm gonna give you guys a top five right now. Just top five.
Okay.
Final Fantasy Tactics: The Lion War, number one.
Mm,
Fucking fantastic game. I would
okay.
love for them to remake that game again. I have that game on my phone, as well as Final Fantasy VII is also on my phone.
Sure.
Final Fantasy VIII. It's the very first one I ever played.
You like 8 more than 10 and 7?
It's a nostalgia factor.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Actually, no. Now that you said that, okay. Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy X,
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. I
Mm.
am putting this above Final Fantasy VII now. I'm. Don't get me wrong. I group them together. Group them together. If
Mm.
if it's really hard
Yeah.
for me to separate the two.
Dude,
You know.
you're 100% correct, right? Because like this is what I've been juggling with, right? Because Final Fantasy VII is the one for me. It is my number one favorite Final Fantasy game ever. I can't decide which one of these I like more because I haven't
Mhm.
seen the follow-ups yet, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. But continue your last two.
Yeah. So we got Tactics, we got 10, we got 7, 8,
And
and
then
then 15.
that's fair. That's fair. And Cyril, just to make it clear, it was he didn't change it because of judgment. That wasn't judgment. That was me verifying because he's told me many times before 10 was his favorite. Right below tactics. Right? And
Yeah.
Cyril 15, yes, because 15's actually very good. Don't fucking listen to what toxic gamers are saying. 15's the one
Yeah.
with Noctis.
Yeah.
Noctis and
Oh,
they're in a car and they're traveling the fucking country together. Let's go.
so I do want to iterate on 15. The beginning is kind of meh. It is. It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah, sure, sure.
But you get to a certain point in that game and the whole thing opens up and
Yes,
you're
sir.
just like, what? And the ending of that game will make you cry.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard. Cyril says the Brokeback Mountain game. Brokeback
It's
Mountain
actually
Simulator.
not like that. It's like bro road trip simulator.
It is. I mean, they kind of gay code, which is alright. Like that's fine. Whatever. Like most animes do, so it's like whatever, dude.
Yeah.
But it is a very very good like storytelling piece of like Final Fantasy characters that you grow to be intimate with in a way that they don't ever do in any other Final Fantasy game.
Mhm. Especially if you have the DLC content. Like it's if
Mhm.
you're going to play Final Fantasy 15, you have to play the Royal Edition because they came out with so much extra content um, for the game that's
Yeah.
actually worth doing. And all these DLCs, you actually don't even play as Noctis. You play as the other characters,
Hmm.
including an antagonist of the game too.
Yes, very much so, and it's
And
very
his
cool.
story is awesome,
Yeah,
actually.
very much so.
And when you get to the end of the game, his story is like you're like, oh, I actually kind of really like this,
I think
like
that
a
was the
lot.
best DLC. Honestly, I thought
Yeah,
that was the best one out of all of them.
yeah. Arden
Hmm.
episode Arden was great, and episode
Goddamn.
Gladio was really good too.
Yeah, it was.
Gladio was
Yeah,
good.
that was
Yeah,
fucking dope, dude. Let's fucking
yeah.
go.
Promptos was sad as shit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it fucking was,
Oh,
man.
ugh.
God, dude. Anyways,
Yeah.
so now that we've gotten our nerdy, dweeby bullshit out of the way of Final Fantasy, I want to talk a little bit about a game that I streamed or middle of this past week, called Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. So if you guys did not watch that, that is a battle royale-ish kind of game. I mean, like it is battle royale in the essence of like how you play it. It's got have an open world sandbox and like a big circle, and it kind of shrinks in on you. But instead of being like Fortnite in that sense, and playing as goofy cartoon characters, you are playing as a vampire that is involved in an all-out vampire war that is happening in this small little section of the city. It's surreal, not you two are no. Yep, yep. I fell into it a little bit, but here's the deal, though, Surreal. It's you don't have to be worried because this game has not necessarily sold me on battle royales. Like I'm not a fan of battle royale games. I'm just not. Like generally speaking, outside of Fortnite being the top 10 greatest games of all time, but but here's the deal. Okay, this game is actually fun for a battle royale. I think that this one takes everything good from Fortnite and everything good from, let's say, a PUBG, and takes everything good from a cool concept of some mechanics of DBD, and they sort of like smash this into this one thing that's like this dark gothic version of the battle royales we have played so far, slapping some vampire skins on it and saying, here, have some fucking fun, because it does a lot of things like that really really cool. It sort of has this take where they said a long time ago we should do Fortnite without the building in it, and they like, but let's put vampires in it, right? And so they kind of like made that happen. That's kind of what this feels like, was that they were sort of ahead of that curve, but unfortunately Fortnite fucking started doing it anyways. Otherwise I'd be like, oh yo, this is it, dog. I think this game does some things very very well. There's a lot of really cool mechanics like feeding on innocent civilians as they're sort of just like hanging out around town and stuff. That gives you like power upgrades. There's very very cool weapons in this. Combat feels almost identical to Fortnite's no build content. It's I think it's fun. I don't think it's necessarily good enough to sell me on it. I haven't gotten more than just a couple of hours of time on this, and I do like the theme, the skins on it, how everything looks, how everything feels as far as like a third person battle royale is concerned. It feels really cool. Little things that they do that are dope is like scaling the walls, because you're a vampire, you just climb up fucking walls really fast. That was dope as shit. The jumping feels right. Like it does so many small things really really cool that like if there was a battle royale that I would play, it would be this, right? Like out, like, because I hate Apex's battle royale style. Like that's why I was only really really into arenas, because it's just that classic 3v3 deathmatch, right? And like this it's like, I like, this is dope because it gives me something that like I'm almost there. I'm almost in this phase where I can like actually enjoy battle royales, right? But I can't tell enough if it offers enough for me to actually say like, this is my battle royale, right? And Devin, I even know with you too, it's like you're kind of iffy on battle royales yourself, like if they're not PUBG. So like, did this game interest? Because you were there with me in the chat. Does this game interest you?
Yeah, I downloaded it, and just so everybody knows, I've been thinking about maybe playing it this week, but I'm waiting to see on something else. I got an invitation code to something, so
Hang
I'm
tight,
waiting to
guys.
see
Hang
if
tight.
that. Yeah, yeah, we'll be posting in the announcements if everything works out. But I am interested in this game. It looks fun. It my biggest gripe with Fortnite really is like kind of like the way that the characters feel and like the cartoony look to it, right?
Sure.
And how it's so monetized. Um, that's like my biggest gripe with it, right?
Sure.
Um, this has the third person aspect view of Fortnite, but that's like it. Like the way that you kind of get the armor pieces and stuff like that you would
Right.
in Warzone, right?
Yeah.
So
Or even like
you
Apex, right? And in an
yeah,
Apex.
yeah. So you have that, and you know when you die, you drop all your stuff and stuff like that, just like any other battle royale. You
Hmm.
know, you don't start with anything; you got to look for it. But the biggest part that makes me really interested in this is the fact that characters have abilities, just like in Apex,
Hmm.
and the traversal. The traversal looks so
That's scaling up the
sick.
walls and shit, dude. Like
Yeah,
so dope,
yeah.
dude. It's
Like
so dope.
and like you get more powerful by feeding on civilians
Then
in the
just
town.
randomly scattered around. So you just like, oh,
Yeah.
anybody looking? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm gonna play this game. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna give it a shot because it's not that I'm not into battle royales. It's that I've been very off put at battle royales lately, and that's because of the amount of cheaters that we've seen in a lot of games, right? When Warzone first came out, I played that shit all the fucking time, dude, because
Right.
like I was a big Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 player. Like we know that that's like one of the best Call of Duties to ever come out.
God
I'm
damn.
not
God
I'm
damn,
not a
son.
huge Call of Duty fan like I used
Mm.
to be when I was a teenager, but that game was great. It still is. It's still the best Call of Duty come out in the last 10 years, in my opinion.
God damn.
So when Warzone was elaborated on, I played that a lot, got a lot of wins. I was playing that all the time, and then cheaters came around, so I stopped playing
Yeah.
because it'd make me mad that I would put in this time and effort to play a game that is very dependent on whether you win or not, right? To like actually feel good about playing that
Yeah.
specific mode,
Sure.
and to know that people are cheating is just off-putting. And like even Apex had a huge surge of cheaters for a while. It's gotten a lot better, but same thing happened there. Fortnite also has a lot of bots in it now, and so does
Right.
PUBG too.
Right. Right.
Um, I don't play PUBG either because of the amount of cheaters too.
Right.
So I want to get my freaking towel in the ring and play some Blood Hunt before it gets
Let's go,
overrun by
dog. I'll play.
cheaters.
I'll play with you, doggy dog. Surreal. Play some Blood Hunt with
Yeah.
us. You know what I mean? Play some Blood Hunt with us. It'll be a damn good time. It'll be fun. It'll be fun,
Mm-hmm.
guys. We're not gonna spend all day talking about games that we played and stuff like that. Instead, we have a little bit of a fun segment we're gonna be dealing with you guys. Devin, what are we moving into next, my man?
Yo, y'all better protect your motherfucking necks
Protect your
because we're
neck.
getting into the gallows.
Let's fucking go. Guys, today for the gallows, we are talking fictional characters we would want to spend a day with. Now, here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal. Devin, my boy. This is not necessarily horny hours, right? We're not gonna be out here just
No.
bonking, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not what we're aiming for here. All right. Serial said, wait, what? Lies. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be. I'm not saying that it can't be. I am gonna say that it'll end up being interesting. It'll be fun. All right. So we'll do 3 each, Devin. We'll do 3 each. Right. Some fictional characters we want to spend a day with, kick it with, hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
So Devin,
Mm-hmm.
let's go ahead and begin, my friend. What do you got first? Who is the first fictional character you trying to kick it with?
Genie from Aladdin.
Like
Robin,
original Genie or
yeah, Robin Williams Genie. 100%. 100%.
I like that.
Because
like
if
that.
you're a good person, Genie just wants to have a good time and he's just going to make it fucking cool. right?
He's gonna make it
If he
dope,
knows
right?
it, yeah. If he knows it's your birthday, you're gonna have the best fucking birthday. If he knows you're in love with someone, he's gonna be like, "Yo, I'm gonna make you cool as shit,"
He's like, I
right?
got you, dog. I
Yeah,
got you, dog.
he's like, "Oh fuck, your car broke down." Boom, not broken down anymore. You know what I mean? You don't
Let's
even
go.
have to make a wish with that genie because he knows if you're a good person and you're saving your wishes just because you want to hang out with Genie,
Yep.
he's gonna make it sick. You know what I mean?
That's a fucking good answer, my man.
Yeah, that's who I want. I want to hang out with Genie. That's my number one. Robin Williams Genie.
What
Like,
would your first wish be for Genie? What would your first wish be?
you ready for a really wholesome answer?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
For me, my friends, and my family to all be in perfect health.
I like that. Good answer. Good answer.
That's what happens when you turn 30.
I like that. I like that. Mine would be Kalani. So my
I almost had coffee come out my nose.
So my first one is going to actually be Hancock. Will Smith. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah,
I think Will Smith.
I have a question though before you elaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Is this alcoholic waste of life Hancock or is this redeemed Hancock?
This is redeemed Hancock. This is redeemed Hancock, okay? Maybe a little bit of both, right? Can I be there for the redemption arc, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think that his character in Hancock is so like fun to be around in a sense that like he like even though he has powers and he's like kind of a dickhead, right? He always like came off to me as like, dude, he would have a good fucking time with his powers, right? A good time with his powers. Mm-hmm. In the same way that like Genie would, even though like Hancock wasn't out here just like sprinkling fucking fairy dust and making things come to life. Like he definitely was kind of like, hey, let's go flip some trains. And you're like, that sounds tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, hey, let's go flip some cows. You're like, cows.
Let's go flip some trains.
You're like, dog bet, right? He's like, hey, you ever seen a boat fly? And then he's lifting up a fucking boat in the air, dude. I think he'd be fucking tight, dude. And like he would be 100% down to go get food and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's down to drink and get drunk and sit on a fucking park bench and yell at people. He's gonna be fun enough to have dinner, dude. I think Hancock would be a lot of fucking fun. Devin, who's your second?
My second is going to be a character that isn't as well known by people, but is his name is one David Rice. He is portrayed by actor Hayden Christensen in the movie Jumper.
I forgot that movie existed. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to jump? Yeah. You're trying to jump?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he has the ability to go anywhere in the world with just imagining that place, right?
Yep.
Yep. If he sees it or sees a picture, he can go there. So, yeah, because
he's trying to travel the world with Hayden Christensen, huh?
Well, his morality is kind of gray.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I was gonna say
he's like, yo,
hey, yo,
I need some money, right?
Hey, yo, Hayden.
No, but like that'd be cool, right? It's like, man, I really want to fucking go to Disneyland right now. He'd be like, say less. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's go to Japan. He's like, I was just there 20 minutes ago. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's lit, dude. It's like all the same reasons you can think of wanting to hang out with Nightcrawler, but with like all the benefits of actually hanging out with someone that looks pleasing.
Yeah, like you're gonna actually blend in, you know?
Yeah, you don't have to hide your homie that's teleporting you around everywhere. You can actually just kick it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
kick a little Darth Vader. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, like Hayden Christensen, he's a fucking cool ass dude. You know, so it's like, why not?
And he is sauced to the 9 in that movie. His fits in that movie, that long like non-buttoned like duster coat he has on. That's fucking dope looking as shit. Oh man, he is.
And he's got like the fucking like he's got got it,
Uh,
the
uh,
collar up and
God
everything.
damn, son. Let me get that
Yeah,
fit. You know what I'm
that
saying?
movie is awesome. If you haven't seen that movie, Samuel L. Jackson is also in it as well. So it's actually
Hmm.
worth a watch. It's not like fucking amazing, right?
Right, right.
But it's a good movie. And you know what's really tight is cool movies like this. You have came out on my birthday. It came out on my birthday. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I see you,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Jumper's a good movie, man. Jumper's a good
yeah.
fucking movie, dude. I haven't seen that in so long though. I haven't seen that
Maybe we
movie
need
in
to
so long.
organize a watch party and get the community together and
Yeah, watch
watch it
some
here
fucking
soon.
Jumper. You know what I'm saying? That'd be fucking good.
Yeah, yeah.
Devin, my second one, and
Mhm.
this is gonna be a little bit of an interesting explanation, right? A little interesting explanation. So my second one that I want to talk about, that I want to hang out with, a fictional character I want to hang out with, is one Stanley Tucci in Easy A, the dad of Emma Stone in Easy A. Now here's the deal,
The
okay?
dad.
The dad from Easy A, okay? Now here's the deal. There's a few reasons for this.
Mhm.
One, I have daddy issues. That's it. So Stanley Tucci, his character as the dad in Easy A, is like such a representation of like everything I have ever wanted in a father. And so like I feel like hanging out with that character, Dill, the dad's name was Dill. Hanging out with Dill, this just superb amazing fucking father in this movie would be like trauma healing, right? Because like I feel like he is the dad that like everybody has ever wanted in their entire life. He's supportive, he's patient, he doesn't snitch on you, he doesn't make you feel bad for being a kid and making dumbass decisions. Like he's loving with his wife. Like this dude is like the most ultimate fucking example of how a father should fucking act with their teenage daughter. I don't understand why not enough people have been giving him this character as much love, because every time I watch this fucking movie, which hasn't been that many times, probably like 3 times, right? I've seen fucking Easy A, right? Every time I watch him, like, God damn, he's a good dad. Like, fucking A, he's a good fucking dad, right? Like, and Stanley Tucci, being one of the most incredible actors on this goddamn God-given fucking planet, okay? Slays this role, generally speaking. But even just like the dad looking like Stanley Tucci, right? I just want to hang out with Stanley Tucci, but more specifically, Stanley Tucci as a dad. You know what I mean? That's what I need.
Mhm.
That's what I need. And Surreal, you're saying, what are you serious? I am 100% serious. I need a dad in my life. Will it be you? You'll never know.
It's me.
It's Devin. It's Devin instead. Devin, speaking of which, who was your third and last big one here? And then we'll do a couple honorable mentions, all right? Who's the third one that you absolutely want to hang out with for a second?
So now that I've gotten the fantasy style ones out of the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alex from Grandma's Boy.
Just so people understand why why this is, in case nobody knows what the fuck this is. I just want everybody to know that I gotta pull this up. Everyone needs to understand that Alex and Grandma's Boy. So he's effectively the main character of Grandma's Boy. Okay,
He is 100%.
he's effectively the main character of Grandma's Boy. I wish my thing would fucking work. Can you work, please? Thank you. Thank you. No, that's him in The Wedding Singer. Wrong picture. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to pull up a good one here.
He's in a ton of Happy. His name is Alan Covert. He's in a ton of Happy Madison movies. He's in like every single movie almost that Adam Sandler's in.
Here we go, guys. Guys, y'all. This is him. Okay, this is fucking him. This is the guy that to hang out with for a day. He wants to hang out with the Grandma's Boy. Why, Devin? Explain yourself. Explain yourself.
He's a video game developer. A really fucking good one, too, in the movie. Really good. Gets overlooked, gets his work stolen by people, stuff like that. He smokes a lot of weed, too. So I already know that him and I would just chill and just have a normal vibey ass day. You know what I mean? And it would be tight. And he also has some very interesting friends. So it'd be
This
really
is
funny.
fucking
Like,
hilarious.
I
Surreal says it's Devin.
So fun fact.
Devin wants to kick it with Devin.
So fun fact. Fun fact. I did one of those like things that's like, which 3 fictional characters are you like based off of like
Yeah, okay.
based off of like a questionnaire thing?
Mm-hmm.
I got him.
Of course. Of course.
I got Andy from Parks and Rec.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
And I got Wayne from Wayne's World.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's not surprising the least bit. That is
Yeah.
Big Alex from Grandma's boy. Oh no. Oh no. You spent all of our rent money? No, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. That movie is so fucking terrible. I love every single second of
Alex,
it.
you forgot Smokey Lamp.
Fucking bullshit movie, dude. Okay.
That movie's amazing. He's like, you're fucking weird. Oh, how could he see me?
So my very, very last one, guys, and here's the deal. Okay, this might come as no shock to some people. This might come as a big shock to other people. Okay, the last fictional character that I'm trying to kick it with, Big Daddy Adam Sandler.
Hey.
Because he just seems like the most chill fucking dude on the planet to be kicking it with, right? You want McDonald's for breakfast, get McDonald's for breakfast, big guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's fucking make it happen, dude. He's nice to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just living his fucking life. And as long as you're not being a fucking dipshit, everything's chill, right? Now, my problem here is that I'm evenly tied between this Adam Sandler or Mr. Deeds Adam Sandler.
Because I would have done Mr. Deeds.
Because Mr. Deeds Adam Sandler is just top notch, nicest guy on the fucking planet, right? Nicest dude on the goddamn planet, right? But Big Daddy Adam Sandler has like more personality to him. He's got a little bit of an edge to him, right? Can we just combine those two to create one greater Adam Sandler? You know what I'm saying? Like not Uncut Gems Adam Sandler, because that's just too much. It's too much Adam Sandler, right? That's a whole other. I don't want to kick it with Uncut Gems Adam Sandler, right? That's
no. But that guy is a fucking piece of work.
Fuck that guy, dude. Fuck that guy hard, man. I'm telling you. But Mr. Deeds Adam Sandler is just the kindest, fucking sweetest soul that you could possibly ever just invest your time into. And Big Daddy Adam Sandler is just like, he's just gonna have fun, man. He's just gonna have fun.
What about 50 First Dates Adam Sandler?
Even better. Let's just say every fictional Adam Sandler smashed into one.
Happy Madison Adams.
Oh, Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore.
No. His production.
Oh, you mean just the overarching Happy Madison?
Because Uncut Gems is an A24 thing, right? So you see what I'm doing?
I would kick it with Little Nicky. I'd kick it with Little Nicky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get in the flash. Get in the flash. Get in the flash.
I love fried chicken.
Surreal says too much Adam Sandler. There's not enough Adam Sandler out here. You know what I'm saying?
I think she's quoting Uncut Gems.
Yeah, sure. I love Little Nicky. Little Nicky's like one of my favorite movies to ever be made, dude. That movie's so stupid, but it's so good. I love it.
So are we just gonna have to like say like? I think I'm just going to talk about this on the podcast real quick. On Friday nights that we don't have new movies to see, I think we should do watch parties and watch a movie.
I mean, it kind of depends. We'll have to see like where it's.
I know you got your kiddo and stuff, but
because also to remember we go see movies a lot on Fridays. So like
I'm saying when we don't see movies.
Oh, like good Kraken movie night, huh?
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll chat it out a little bit. Yeah. Devin, who is your honorable mention? Give us one honorable mention here. Let's exit out strong. Who do you got?
All right, this one comes as a pair.
I don't like the way that sounds coming out of this conversation.
I am building off of my Alex choice too.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
Jay and Silent Bob.
Let's fucking go, Lunchbox. Let's go.
Yeah. Because you know those guys are going to take you on a wild fucking adventure that is not going to make sense. And it's all going to be just because they want to see some chick or get smoked weed. And it's
You
just gonna
are
be funny.
the most ridiculous
Or
human
like,
being on the planet for just being like, fuck yeah, dude.
I would love to take them to a fucking like a concert or like a festival and just see what shit, and just like, I don't even have to do what they're doing. I just want to hang out with them and observe them being them in that setting.
And that you just want to place them into random events that you could possibly place them into, right?
Yeah,
that's fair.
I just want to observe them being them.
I 100% agree, dude, because like Jay and Silent Bob would be great to fucking kick it with. They're a little too wild for my personal taste, but it's like, like, because listen, I'm trying to get fun Jay and Silent, like sentimental Jay and Silent Bob, right?
Yeah.
I don't need necessarily Jay being like, hey, baby, I've had your asshole licked by a fat guy in an overcoat. I don't need that Jay. But like the nice Jay where he's protecting a monkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all right. I can handle that.
Or
Jay.
Dogma Jay.
Right, there we go. Yeah. That's a good one. I can hang out with that Jay and Silent Bob, right? I think that's a good choice. I think that's
especially Silent Bob. I could hang out with that fool
any day
all the fucking time,
week, right? Any day, like if I can just replace
I
Jay with me.
Yeah, I feel like it would be me and Silent Bob just like looking at Jay, just be like, the fuck? You know what I mean?
Not because you're silent, but because you're too high, because you've been hanging out with them for 2 hours. No, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
It's so good, dude. So I'm not gonna take up too much time because we gotta do get up out of here. But you know, it's interesting, right? Because this entire time we've been talking about fictional characters we want to kick it with, very nice characters, very like compelling characters, right? I just want to make it known that it would be ridiculous of me. I would be doing you all at home a disservice by not just being truthful here. Okay? My last pick coming out of the show here is going to be May from Overwatch, and you fucking know why, baby. Let's go. Because this has been the Good Kraken podcast. Actually, I gotta go over the schedule first. Tuesday. We have a Good Kraken podcast. Bonk, son. Bonk on me, Doug. And on Tuesday, we are talking our memories of the Sega Genesis. It's gonna be so much fun, dog. We're getting a little nostalgia in there, you know what I'm saying? A little talk about some. What's up? What's up, Devin? What's up?
How do you know that she would even be into that?
You don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know, neither of us had a bonk pick, so I had to do a bonk pick. You know what I'm saying? Then Wednesday we have 7th Brevin. We're currently figuring out exactly what game is going to be playing on Wednesday. We're leaning towards something that got a code for. We're looking at some stuff. So like we'll be hanging tight for that. We'll make some announcements for you guys. Then on Thursday we got another recording for our patrons of the Shipwreck Show. If you want to be a part of that, join us on patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, where you can check that out live. That's 7 p.m. Pacific time, where we always record that over on Patreon for our patrons. You can write in the show. You can be part of that stuff. Join us on Patreon. You don't want to miss that. Then on Friday, we have Splash Damage, where this week we are playing golf with friends. These motherfuckers finally talked me into it, man. God damn it. For all this long, I thought I was dodging it.
So I think we can play with up to like 8 or 12 people. If you guys want to play, you have to get the game on Steam. And it's like a $10 game.
Get it on Steam. If you want to
play, it might even be on sale right now. It might even be on sale.
If you already have it, cool. Join us. Yeah. Let's play some fucking golf with friends. You know what I'm saying? Like let's do some golfing, guys. Come in and hang out with us on Friday. We will basically have it open for people who want to come in, hang out with us, and we know you to some extent or another, and you're not a piece of shit rando and to come in here and say some wild bonkers shit like Nazis were misunderstood. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And the way that it'll work too is if you go down to our Good Kraken staff tab on our Discord page, in our server, there will be a room that is open that does not have a little lock. It'll say waiting room on it. So join between the times of 6:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That would be 9:30, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. But yeah, just go to the waiting room and one of us will slide you in and we'll get you into the game and stuff. And we'll probably be able to play like a couple rounds that night because we are going to also be seeing Ernell. Take it away from there.
Oh, my man. On Saturday, we are doing another Good Kraken podcast where we are reviewing Top Gun Maverick, which is what we're seeing that night after Splash Damage, dude. We're going to be reviewing Top Gun Maverick. This movie is already getting a lot of critical acclaim. Bonkers enough. Like it is like this is supposed to be actually a really fucking good guy. So we're gonna go see it on Friday night after we do some golfing with friends. Come in here, hang out with us on Saturday. Yeah. It's gonna be so much fun.
Guys, tell them how we're seeing it though.
Oh, we're seeing a D-Box, baby.
Our chairs are gonna...
Oh shit! Oh, explosion! Right, guys at home, please let us know what fictional characters, you guys want to be hanging out with for an entire day. Tell us your wholesome stories. Give us your reasons why, so we can horny bonk you or tell you that you're right. Don't be like me. Oh God, Shark came in way too late. Oh God, I really came in far too late. We love you, Shark. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us at all, man. We appreciate you for thinking about us. Guys, this has been the Good Kraken. Devin, can you read the outro for me?
This has been the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you enjoyed the show, you can head on over to patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea.
Yorg.
You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by just subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken, ! And leaving a review there. We got to get going, but until next time,
good crappin'.